Hello and welcome back to episode 12 of Factorio and our little Let's Play run through of where we are. It's been a little while since I've put another video out. Not been too well lately, had a bit of a chest infection, so I'm pretty much back to normal now, but please forgive me if my voice does break a little. I'm still recovering from that. So in the meantime, I have been managing to play, albeit quietly and with a lot of coughing. So I've done some upgrades and some updates to where we were last. One of the things we are seriously in need of at the moment is more power. So to that end, today, and I did promise this last time, we are going to get this lovely green stuff out of the ground. This is uranium. As you can see, I've managed to secure the little patch that we did have nearby. And if I just show you on the map where that is, that's the base currently. And this is where we are up here, the northwest, and this is our patch of uranium. So what I've done, I've actually managed to get our sulfuric acid piped in from all the way down here, all the way back down to our main bus down the end here, and all the way from our processing plant right down here. So what we've got today is a little bit of research we need to do. The first thing we need to do is actually research this uranium. We need to get it out of the ground before we can do anything with it. Now, before I can actually go and do any power plant building or any enrichment or anything like that, we need to actually get some. So what I need to do is put down a few miners and put some sulfuric acid into them, which is good. Got sulfuric acid here, can come up on a pipe and go straight into these miners. And what I'll do, I'll get that done to get our first research unlocked, and then we'll need to start researching the actual uranium, or rather the actual power plants themselves. So I'll get that done now, and then we're going to try and export it out on a train. And what I want to do with that is, if we just go back to our map, I want the train to go down here to connect up to our main railway, and it will come down here, and then I've cleared out a large area just here to the south of our base. Still needs a bit of working on it, but I want to start this off as our uranium processing factory down here, and ideally I want to have the train coming off of here onto its own track, and the uranium will come out and be processed and turned into the enriched uranium which we need to put into the nuclear power plants. Now the beauty of that is that we've got the water supply here. The water can come in and feed the power plants, and then we'll hopefully have the uranium supply. And essentially, most of you probably understand how a basic nuclear reactor works, but it needs the uranium to heat up the water to turn it into steam, and then we have steam generators that will produce power. Now this will solve all of our power problems mostly for the rest of the game. As you can see, we're 27 megawatts out of 57 at the moment, which is not a huge amount, but we aren't doing any research currently. Once we start doing research, we are going to ramp that up. Last episode, just at the end of it, we did actually run out of power, but I've managed to put in an emergency fix and get that sorted out. And what I've done obviously since then is I put in this coal liquefaction, and that's now producing plenty of all of the different oils that we need. So we currently have this slight abomination, I guess you could call it, and what we're doing, we're turning the heavy oil, of which we've got tons, in here into these chemical plants. We're cracking it into light oil, and we now have tons of light oil, which we are also now cracking into petroleum gas, and that's going through here up into our main petroleum gas storage. We are reaching capacity on there at the moment though, and this is where I took it from. I removed a lot of the power at the oil refineries from here. We still have crude oil coming in, we've got quite a bit of that, and we have plenty of power being created at the moment still through here, going up through our power supply here. This on its own is still generating lots of power, but it's still not enough. We still need more. We'll still keep this as well, but we'll end up cutting off this supply to it because we won't use this. The petroleum gas will be used mostly for creating plastic, which will be used for creating the blue, the green, sorry, the blue and the red circuits, of which we'll need loads. The next research we want to do on this is going to be the yellow research. And looking at the yellow research, just grab one of those. It's this one here. This is going to need blue circuits, flying robot frames, and low density structures. So they're all going to be quite resource intensive to build those, which is why we can't do that now. We just don't have the power to expand any further at the moment. It's we've reached that bottleneck. So without further ado, I'm going to put some of these miners down. I've actually got myself a little box here with all the stuff we're going to need in it. So let's just grab all of this. Grab that train as well. We'll take a look. Actually, let's just take that. Oh, all right. Bye then. Don't want me to do that. That's fine. I'll have to request more of those in a minute. So yeah, I'm going to start getting some of the miners down. And they do change their shape when you put these onto uranium. And the reason being is that they have to have a input. So if you see they go normally like this over here, and they just have an output. When you put them on uranium, they have an input for pipes. And that's where the sulfuric acid goes into. So I'm going to get some of these put down, and I'll be back once I'm done. There we go. So we've put in the miners. It's been a while since I've played, but I believe if you're just getting the miners next to each other like this, the pipe should just flow straight through the center of each one. So what I'll do, I'll connect these up now to this pipe work that I've put in here, and that should have all of them ready to go. Let's find out if I connect this. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Poetry in motion. And there you go. They're all spitting out their uranium. And thankfully the uranium doesn't damage us. Being in this proximity to it, it doesn't cause us any damage, which is good. But later on, the output from this uranium will cause a lot of damage later for various others on the map, not us, because we can use this in making ammunition. Talking of ammunition, as you can see, I've very well defended this little outpost because we do have some bugs around us, not too far away, and I've put in quite a few defences around it just to keep us protected. So that's now producing there. That uranium processing is now finished. There you go, straight away, brilliant. And now we can go on here. It's going to take 800 of these. We have plenty of research backed up at the moment. That shouldn't be too much to get that done. So that should go through quite quickly. But what we'll do in the meantime, because that's happening, I'm going to go and put in the train stop and the train loading system to get all this up to speed. And then we need to think about where we're going to put the track. But I'll get it on there first, get this all loaded onto the trains, and then we can work out how and where we want to unload it. There we go, that's our train in there. We haven't got a destination station set up for it yet. But one of the things I did do, and I just want to quickly show you, let me just pop these signals in here first. Where are we? Signals. There you go. I'll put one of these in here so we know where we're going. And next train in the system can go through. So one of the things I did do is I built the power armor, as you remember. And I've got these little robo ports in here now. So these are personal robo ports. They still take power. So I've got batteries. I've got solar panels still. Not the biggest inventory, but they do give enough space to 2 of these in here, which means currently I can control 20 of the little worker robots or construction robots, which is very good because if I do this, I can click on here, and if I create a ghost of it, there you go. My little robots now go and build it for me. And this doesn't need to be inside the actual robot network. This is my own personal robot network, and it's anything that's within range of myself. So this to me is perfect. It's much, much easier to use. And we're being attacked. Where are we being attacked? Okay, fine. We're being attacked literally above where we are now, which is fine because we have the drone network here with the repairs. We've got plenty of guns, and we probably could put a couple more on there. So I wonder where they're coming from. Okay, north. Right. We've got a few little surprises with the tank as well. I'll show you that later when we get to the tank. But for the moment, what I'm going to do is just build this railway down here and just get this connected up to the main network. And once we're done, we'll get this train on the road or on the track to the destination where we want it at, and we'll try and build a destination there. So bear with me. I'll be back once this is done. Yes, I'd mucked about with the signals a little bit too much. Put the signal on the wrong side of the track. So one of the things you need to be aware of when you place these signals is that depending on which side of the track you put them, it can determine the train direction. So if you put them on that side, the train comes in this way. Put them that side, it comes in that way. You can put them either side, and it makes the train multi-directional. I never tend to do that. I think that's very dangerous. So what I need to do is keep them on the right side of where the train needs to be, which makes sense. Now that's all good. So that should allow me to put the trains on there, or the tracks on there properly. Yeah, so little tip there, just in case. If you're wondering where your trains are going wrong, that could be where it is. There we go, all fixed. Did a few bits incorrectly there. I'm not going to blame that on ADHD or Asperger's or anything like that, just because I was an idiot. That's the reason I didn't do that properly. So what I need to do now, though, is I need to get an exit or an entrance into here. So I'm going to quickly build a couple of these little gates, just so we don't have to go across the railway. And what I've done is just put guns in there in the middle instead. So let's just move that one over, and this one over a little bit. In theory, between the two of them, should be able to have a little gap in that gate. Let's put some ammunition in there. Taking some more extra ammunition on board because we need loads. I keep filling up guns as I go around. Oh, there you go. That's the reason why. They're trying to build a little base over here somewhere. We won't let them. We won't let them. Okay, so this is where I'm looking at building the drop-off for the uranium. I'm going to build a little track through here with a little drop-off zone. I think we only need one train really for this. And I'll get that popped on now. And as you can see, the nuclear power is now finished. The research is okay. We're going to have to start building these reactors as well. Thankfully, I've got pretty much all the resources I need for that now. And nuclear fuel reprocessing, we probably should get that. We do need purple science for that. It's only 50. We've got plenty of research we can use that for. That's not a problem. So I'm going to grab that now. And then later on, we want to get this, which is Covarex enrichment process. This is going to be very expensive to build. We are going to need the power before we can build this. And this essentially allows us to get more of the enriched uranium out of the yield that we get. So it will start small. We're going to have problems getting the enriched uranium. We're going to end up with a lot of waste product to start with. Well, I say waste product. It's not really a waste because we're going to use it for ammunition. But for the moment, we're going to end up with loads of the wrong kind of uranium. We want, I think, uranium-235, and this is going to give us uranium-238. Can't remember the exact proportions of it. My physics is a bit rusty. But yeah, this is where we're going to go. So we'll start with that for the moment. We'll grab that going. And yeah, let me get this built. Once I've got this train track built, I'll call the train in and we'll start unloading this uranium, and I'll put in place the processing factories to get this processed, and we'll see what we can do about getting out some of the enriched uranium and actually getting this power plant built. See you soon. So we just had ourselves a little attack up near our main bus. This is getting quite concerning. We're getting quite a lot of attacks coming in. Looks like they've damaged a few bits, but the bot network is taking care of all the repairs and replacements of stuff. Not too worried about that for the moment. It does obviously show that we are now starting to get a lot more pollution. We're encroaching a lot on these guys up here. Some bigger bases, fairly large ones. They are now starting to attack the uranium. I had a feeling they might. So yeah, we're going to go and deal with those, I think, momentarily. I've got the uranium system, or the train, pretty much ready now, at least to start offloading it anyway, and then we need to actually get it into the processing. So I've done a little bit of a change here on our main railway. I've created this little loop here just for our building train, just so we have a little ramp, a little off-road, just to keep it out of the way for the moment until we need it again. Maybe we will use it again, maybe we won't. But this essentially here, if I try not to get on myself run down, will be where the uranium unloads, and it will come through here, go under the railway, and it will go across into the system over here. Just trying to get across here without getting killed. And this will be where we start processing it. I'm waiting for a few more of these to be built. Once I get a few more resources in my inventory, need some more of these red circuits. So I'm going to go and grab some of those. I'm going to start building more of these. But essentially what we're going to do is we're going to place these guys down. Probably won't leave it here, but this is what we're going to do with it. We're going to turn it into uranium. So yeah, that's the results of what we get. So 99.3% of the uranium we get is 238, and 0.7% is uranium-235, which is the one we really want. We need lots of that as well, so we're going to have to get a lot of this uranium processed and start finding somewhere to keep all this uranium-238, because we don't need it as much. We can use it later for some other things. We've got a little reprocessing thing here which gets rid of the waste, basically. But yeah, I'm going to start building this now and get this in place. I'm a little worried about these bug attacks. I might go and kill a few off camera just to get rid of them, just to stop them annoying us and interrupting us. So yeah, I'll catch you in a bit. Okay, so yeah, I said I'd show you about the tank. What I've done with the tank is I got into here and I did a little experiment with the little equipment grid. I'd never seen it in here before, so it must be new from the new update. And when you go in here, you can click on it. And what I've added is I put some batteries in it, just some small ones, a few solar cells, and it's got a shield and it's got a laser. I didn't know you could put those in there, so they're obviously new. I'm very impressed by that. I'm happy. It does work as well. I'm quite intrigued how that works, but yeah, I'm quite surprised. So yeah, we're going to go and use it, and I'll maybe do a little quick view of it as we go and destroy some bugs and show you how it works. Okay, we've got a bug base just here. There we go, and that's our laser. Look, that's our laser killing it. We've got our little shield as well, which is good. Now we do have to be careful because they do run down quickly, and we are getting spat at quite a lot by these guys. We'll just concentrate on the spawners. Shouldn't be too bad. We'll go over to our main gun, or our machine gun, and we'll just finish these guys off. And as you can see, we get our little drones actually come and repair us as well from our inventory, which is very nice. So that should repair the tank without us getting out of it. They can get left behind if you drive off, but we try not to do that. So let's get rid of a couple more of these bases quickly. These guys seem to spawn fairly quickly and replace the bases that we've destroyed. So they're a little annoying, but we'll get through them. Okay, so I've just gone and destroyed some of the bugs. What I'm going to do, I've put the resources for the reactor components into these two chests here. Should be enough there for 4 reactors, I hope. Let's find out if my maths is any good. Probably it won't be. But I'm going to build these reactors. The reason we want to build 4 is they have what's called a neighbour bonus. And if you build one next to another, then it gets 100% bonus for its output. So realistically, if you build 4 in a square, they all contribute towards each other and get massive boost in their output. So we're going to build 4 of these, hopefully. This now should let all these resources go in here. And we'll just let that do its own thing. It's going to take a while because they do need quite a lot of resources. I'm thinking probably we should make these bigger inserters so they can throw more ingredients in there. And we'll let it do what it's doing there. It's going to take a few hundred of each. As you can see, these reactors take 500 copper, 500 steel, 500 circuits, and 500 concrete. So they're not cheap. So we'll leave them to do what they're doing. While they're doing that, I'm going to go and build these refineries because they need to be put in as well. And these reactors do take a little while to spool up and get up to power where they need to be up to, where they need to be at. And we're being attacked again. Bloody hell. Christ, well, they don't give up down here, do they? That's that one base there. I ran out of ammunition. I couldn't destroy that last one. But I cleared up the others. So it is what it is. We'll go back and do that later when I've got more ammunition in the tank. It's currently got 33 shells in it. We're going to need a few more. We'll just let them build here. Okay, be back in a sec. Right, there we go. That's our centrifuge processing. They're called centrifuges. I've forgotten why they're called centrifuges. Something to do with the isotopes of uranium-235 being heavier than 238 or something. Anyway, science outside of that. This is what we're going to do. We're going to bring the uranium in on these 3 belts. We're going to condense it into one belt because they're going to take all of this in. And they're going to take this through and spit out one of these 2 ingredients. Mostly it's going to be this one. We're hoping we'll get this one. And once that comes in, actually while we're doing that, we'll call the train in to get that done. Let's have a look. No trains on the way. No trains with a stop. Okay, well, we can fix that. Let's go and find our uranium train. And we will tell it that it's uranium pickup and it's got to now go to uranium drop off. And empty its cargo. It's got fuel in it, not a huge amount, but it'll have enough in there. There we go. It's turned green because I set it to go to the colour of its destination stop. So that's coming in. What will happen is that will start dropping off anytime soon and throwing all its cargo there. It will come through here. And I thought that was it already. That was quick. And then whatever comes out of here, we will either box it up or we'll set a filter to take the uranium-235 out and put that in a separate box, just until we get enough of a supply that we can start making processing fuel. And this is going to be the challenge. Here we go. It's coming in now. So it's getting picked up. It's going to have a constant supply, hence why we've got 3 lines going into one. We can turn this into a blue line later, but there's no real need for it. I think it will cover the whole belt. And these take a little while. I don't know if we can put... Yeah, we can put productivity modules in there. I wonder if that's going to help us at all. Let's do it, see what happens. Might go badly, but we'll try. We'll throw some of these in. Might just produce too much of the 235, or 238 rather. Oh, I've run out of 2. Never mind, we'll go with that, see what happens. As you can see, we're getting all the rubbish product that we don't want. We'll get a few chests set up for this, because we do want to get this off the belt and make sure that we do filter them. So I'll get that done now, and I'll come back. And that is essentially it. It's just going to have to sit there now. It will do its own thing. As you can see, we're getting loads of this uranium. This one, still nothing. It's a 0.7% chance, but we've got a few. They've got 12 of those running. We'll find the odd one in there occasionally. We'll keep coming back and checking it. But for the meantime, we'll carry on building the actual reactor, and where it's all going to be down here. It should be fairly easy. Oh, we've got a couple of cliffs down here we can get rid of. That should get our drones out. There we go. We did have this marked down for clearing earlier. So the drones were going to do this for us because we marked it up. We've got the explosives on us. So they come out and do a handy little job. And they'll do these ones over here too, which is nice. So we'll get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. Are they going to do any more if we run out? No, it looks like we've run out. We'll get some more later. We're not in a rush. What I've done is I've put lots of concrete in the Jeep as well, because I want to concrete the area so that we've got a nice flat space to put the actual power station onto. We'll also need the water supply coming in up here, which we'll get that done in a minute. So let's get some of this concrete out, and we'll start tiling it down here. I'll come back when it's all neat and tidy. There we go, ran out of concrete. That's how much concrete it takes to concrete an area like that. Loads is the word. Absolutely tons of it, which is why we built so much earlier on. So that's just a basic starting point. Gives us a little bit of an idea of roughly where we want to put the power station and all the other bits that go with it, which I'm going to need to also start building as well. We've actually got 4. Look at that. We've got 4 uranium-235. So to build what we need to build to keep ourselves actually running effectively, we're going to need a lot more than that. What does the actual uranium take? So it needs 10 of those, 10 iron plates, 1 uranium, and 19 of the other uranium-238. So we've got enough to power 4 power stations for a few minutes, but that's nowhere near enough. We're going to need loads more than this. We need it to be continuous, and basically get a consistent supply. So we may need to build more of these at some point as well, and just produce more. But as you can see, this stuff is filling up quite rapidly, but we'll get to that. Okay, so our reactors are now built. Got those in my inventory there. We're going to go and place those now. We're going to get rid of this factory now. We don't need it anymore. I did have a bit of an idiot moment with the numbers. Didn't have enough red circuits in there, but I fixed that now. So we've got them all there ready to go. We'll get down here, try not to run. Oh, what's getting destroyed now? Walls and... Okay, yeah, they're trying to get destroyed out. Uranium. We'll get up there later. Let's try not to get run over by these trains. Let's get through here. Okay. Probably should have taken the Jeep. Would have been quicker. Right, so what we've also been building is these heat pipes. These heat pipes are needed for the system to get it all to work. So we'll chuck some more of that in there, build some more of those. Just because we need to lay them down. They just distribute the heat from the reactor. Oh, we've got some steel in there. We just chuck that straight in like that. No, okay, might just chuck them in there instead. Be easier. And some more steel. Get some more heat pipes out of there. So we've got 26. We're going to need more than 26. We're doing very uranium-7, so still slow, but it's getting there. What I'll do, I'll pop the actual reactors down for the moment. Put them in the middle here. We're going to build them a bit more further this way. We've got space to expand over there then. So we'll get more concrete added later. Right, so these reactors, if you have a close look on them, little flames come off the side of them. That's where the heat pipes connect to. So the reactors take the uranium in, and the heat pipes obviously produce heat, and that then goes into like a boiler, which then produces steam, because we'll add water to that as well, which then generates a generator or powers a generator, and that then produces the electricity. So we'll get these down, and where we attach this one to this one, it will get a bonus because it's next to another reactor. So we'll have 4 like that, and as you can see, they've got no fuel in them, nothing happening. 0 degrees or 15 degrees, they'll get up to 1,000, and that'll be what we need to heat it. But these are the pipes that we use to get the actual heat out. So I will put all this down together, and we'll work out the best way or the best design for this. I might have a blueprint somewhere. We'll get to that later. So yeah, I'll get that done, and I'll come back once it's all laid out. Okay, right. So this is our very basic setup of our nuclear station. It is basic, but it will do the job. Not quite finished yet. I managed to get in, what's that, about 14, 16 something turbines over here. This will produce a lot more power than we need for the moment, but it can't come too soon because we are struggling with power currently, and we haven't even connected up to the grid. We will do that now. And what we've got here is a little system whereby the uranium is now coming in here. Got plenty of iron plates in here, which we'll throw a few more in there just to keep it going. So this takes the iron plates, the 235 and the 238, turns into fuel, which we now have loads of. 190 fuel in there, lovely. Oh, 200, yeah, 190. So what we need to do now is get this into our power station and get this running. And I've just realised we haven't connected the water up, which I'm going to do in a second. So what we're going to do, we're going to build these ones first. Get a few more of these in and go. Our drones at the moment are running so low on power they can't supply us at the moment, so we do need to go and get more of those. But if I get this running, this should give us enough power to get the drones back running, and then we'll get our resources and we can carry on building more of this. And what we do, we can turn that into a blueprint and just paste it over here, and then this side and that side, and that should give us a lot of power. So let's just go and connect up this water quickly, and then we'll connect up the actual what's the word I'm looking for, the actual uranium into it, the fuel, and we'll get that going. And let's see if we can get this down here. We've got two of these water pipes rather coming down. I want to make sure we've got enough water for both lots of reactors, so we'll put one lot of reactor on at the moment, and we'll get the other one just as a backup, just so we've got enough water for each, because we will use quite a lot of water for this. And let's just get that there. And we've run out of pipes again. And we've run out of iron again. Oh dear. Okay, right. Let me just grab some more of that iron. I don't think I've got any in the car. No, I've got copper, I've got steel, I've got everything but iron. Did they just deliver me some? No, they didn't. Oh, there's some pipes there. Let's see if we can grab those. Plenty of pipes. Fantastic. Get those out of there. So I was building a little factory here just to build the turbines, but we'll build these pipes for now. We're going to need those. And what I'll probably do is pop a reservoir in here later, but for the moment I think we'll just connect that up. Excellent. So now we've got water going in here. And what we need now is the heat to come through these pipes, heat these up, and then these will start putting out steam. So there's no input fluid, it says there, but that's because there's no steam. But these guys are running with water, and they just need the heat. So let's get this connected up, and we should see a massive improvement. And these will go one each way to each reactor side, and they'll power all four of these reactors at the same time. Let's see what happens if we just stand here. There we go. And that is the power of the atom. And they should stack up nicely, and in theory this will keep going, and there'll be plenty of fuel there to keep these powered for the rest of the game. And if we want, we can add more reactors to this later if we wanted to. We'll put another 2 at the bottom, another 2 here, and we'll just continue with this, creating it this way. There's hundreds of different ways you could set this up. Lots of people do it differently. This is just the way I find easier without getting drones involved and messing around. But as you can see, we've now got plenty of fuel. We won't run out for a long time, and this should keep going. And what these are doing now is they're slowly getting up to temperature, and this takes a little while, but once they're up to temperature, the water or the heat will come out of these pipes. As you can see, they're increasing 320 degrees, and as they get hotter and hotter, these will start to turn steam, and we will start seeing power. And what I've done is I've used these substations because they've got a massive coverage for the area for power outlets. It just saves us mucking around with power poles, keeps it very neat and tidy. I like this setup, just much better for me. And then we'll get these done later on once we build more of these. But otherwise, I want to see the steam come out of there. I want to see our power supply change. So at the moment we're kicking around 45 out of 57 megawatts. When this is online, we should have
Yeah, at least probably about 70 megawatts. There we go. Look, straight away kicking into action. So that's generating power. 3.7 megawatts. There you go. A little achievement there for that as well. And these will keep going as these pipes get hotter. They'll keep increasing and increasing. And we have power. I'm very happy with that. Just to give you an idea of where we're going with it. That's now 116 megawatts. We've literally just doubled our power, and we're not even up to capacity yet. And once we do get this up to capacity, we won't need to build any coal stations or anything else anymore. Actually, these pipes are hot. They're still not up to full. They will keep going. Yeah, they'll just keep outputting and outputting. And there we go. They should all be online. And we're 157 megawatts. So we just put 100 megawatts in the system. Now we can build all those lasers we want. So yeah, very basic. I'm going to put some more of these all together. I'm going to get this all retiled and done down here as well, and over this side. This power station is going to produce hundreds of megawatts. It will do it for the rest of the game. We'll never need to worry about power ever again, and this should help us massively. We'll get our drones down here as well at some point to give us some supplies, and as long as we can keep supplying this factory here, which we should be able to do, we should keep this running forever. But yeah, there you go. That's nuclear power in a nutshell, which the nutshell was obviously quite a big nut and quite a big shell. So yeah, there we go. That's Power 101 for nuclear. Next episode, this should be a lot tidier. And then next episode, I think we're going to get onto the yellow science, and I think we'll push ourselves towards the end game. And hopefully we'll have a rocket in the next 2 or so episodes, and we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and if you like what I do, give us a like. If not, tell us why, but just give us a comment. Let us know either way. You want me to do something different? You want me to change something? Got any tips? You think I can do something better? As I say, I know I'm not the greatest player in the world, but hey, you know, if you learn something from this, then great. Good, let me know. All right, thanks very much. Take care. Bye-bye.